pole position.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves once again of our top three: Verstappen, Leclerc and George Russell. Goodbye for now then, but really we're just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow. It's wet here today and we're expecting those downpours to continue. This will make for a difficult sprint for all the teams. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday and he'll start from pole position. And it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Perez and Sir Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso, Sainz, Ocon, Bottas and Lando Norris, Magnussen, Mick Schumacher, Yuki Tsunoda and Ricciardo, Gasly, Vettel, Alex Albon and Lance Stroll, Joe and Nicholas Latifi. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out.
Okay, so let's go through all the gears if you can. We need to make sure the engagement is okay before the start. We're going to want to put some temperature into the tyres and brakes. We need to keep the engine cool though, so don't go too high with the revs. Okay, incredible parking there, nice one. That's going to give you the edge if you can get good launch as the race starts. Okay, so that's the rest of the grid forming up now. Be patient and watch for those lights. job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. That's just 5 laps of fuel remaining. That's a new fastest lap of the race. Okay, we've got 4 laps of fuel remaining. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 9.2 seconds. The radar suggests that this heavy rain will be with us for a while now. Okay, this is your final lap of the race. Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps. All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
The grid is set then, so that just leaves the race itself. Join us tomorrow where we'll be live with all the action. And until then, goodbye. It's time to go racing once again then here at Zandvoort as we get underway at the Dutch Grand Prix. 2.6 miles then make up a lap here at a very wet Zandvoort circuit, where some tricky braking zones and sudden drops can make it all too easy to slide off into the gravel. 14 corners overall, a 678-metre main straight. That will provide the best chance for overtaking. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Russell, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Fernando Alonso, Sainz, Ocon, Bottas, and Lando Norris, Magnussen, Ricciardo, Sebastian Vettel, and Mick Schumacher, Tsunoda, Stroll, Pierre Gasly, and Nicholas Latifi, Albon, and Guan Yu Zhou. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? It's not going to be plain sailing for our drivers today, although with the sky falling as it is, perhaps sailing isn't too far from the truth. Natalie Pinkham, good to have you with us here today. Your thoughts?
It is a touch damp, isn't it? As a driver, there are three big things to worry about when racing in these conditions: standing water, tyre temperature, and visibility. Judging distance to the cars around you is really tricky when you're driving through the vast amounts of spray that these wet weather Pirelli tyres kick up.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down. Clutch bite is good, gearbox is responding normally. Make sure to warm up the tyres and brakes. Warm the tyres and brakes throughout the lap, please. superb parking there, mate. Let's make sure we get the edge on the surrounding driver. Easing off a bit, but the track is still going to be wet for a while. Be careful. Full wet seemed like the best tyre for now. Strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. Okay, you're doing well out there, keep it up. We're looking at about 10 more minutes of rain, 10 minutes. Still not a perfect situation, but I don't think we've got cause to move on to a different tyre yet. That's a new fastest lap of the race. Okay, I reckon we could probably get away with intermediate tyres now. You're going to find it harder and harder to keep the wets cool from here, but the inters should be easier. check your MFD for a new strategy option. Okay, copy that. That stop wasn't great, we've lost some time there. That was our last stop, no more scheduled pit stops, let's go. Sergio is in for his stop. Caution. Okay, the gap behind is 4.2 seconds. Okay, the officials have deployed the safety car due to multiple cars being stopped on track. Mind your delta. Looks like we're running on a dry track soon. Back to dry shortly. Look after these tyres now, we want to finish the race on this compound. Okay, we're coming up to the safety car now. Do not pass it, you are the leader. Follow the safety car. Okay, the safety car's coming in this lap. We'll be pacing the field in sector 3. Make sure to respect the delta until the safety car's into the pit lane. Still not a perfect situation, but I don't think we've got cause to move on to a different tyre yet. Okay, clear. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done. Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS is now online. Alright, consensus in the garage is that it's probably about time for the slick tyre now. It's going to be slippery, but it'll probably be quicker. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. your teammate behind is 24.0 seconds. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Great work, that's a new fastest lap of the race. Okay, that's us with 5 laps of fuel remaining, 5 laps of fuel left. Okay, this is your final lap of the race. fantastic drive. That's just fantastic. Amazing. You deserve that race win. Well done, mate.
What a great race then, and a magnificent victory here at the Dutch Grand Prix. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Natalie Pinkham, come on, who do you pick?
I'll probably go for Pierre Gasly. The team did a good job with strategy to put him in amongst the pack, but it's the driver's job to capitalise on those opportunities, and he did so with a lot of skill.
Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.